Wow, thank you, Mr. DJ, for a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful upbeat to get us started on this cold Thursday in Joburg. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you once again for joining our Thrive Thursday call. This call, it is meant to empower, to educate. This is where it's a safe space where we share about young living and anything that is young living. Today, it's a different call. This call will be brought to you once in 2 months because it's very important that in anything that you've seen this far, as we've got the theme, we've now themed our months. We're still on the Wow Mom, which is the month of May. So we want to share with you the compliant way of sharing the event oils that we are giving to you to support you for the events and all that. We also are joined today by our pharmacist, Francisca, as well as Natasha. They will be sharing with you anything and anything that is important. We did ask that you send through any questions that you would like them to answer on this call. So we received only few questions. If you've got another question that you want to ask to either Natasha or friend, please feel free to use the chat on this call and they will gladly respond to any questions that you might have. For those who don't know me, my name is Lebogang, and yes, the two ladies, welcome to Thrive Thursday. We are so happy and excited to have you tonight. Welcome, Frem, and welcome, Natasha.
Hi, Lebo. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
Hi, guys.
We've got so many wow moms on the call tonight, Lebogang.
Hi, guys.
Awesome. And
How are you?
this is our last wow mom call.
Sure, and this is our last one, and we are closing the month in a big way. But hold on, I don't want to give so much on the
This is the thing. It is going to be the last thing that we share tonight is the wild weekend, right? So everybody will have to wait through the whole call.
Until the end.
Have to, I'm sure there's going to be lots of questions, so we'll just need some time at the end to wrap up. But welcome, Francisca. Welcome, Natasha. I always enjoy these calls. And welcome to all our welcomes.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. So I'm going to hand over to Natasha. Please take us through, my dear.
Thank you, Lebo. Good evening, everybody. I'm so excited to be here. And tonight, it's so great because it's not about myself and Francisca, but it's about you, the members, and what your concerns are. So most of you, I hope you all have met me already. If not, I'm Natasha and I'm based at the Young Living office in Clearwater, and I'm in compliance. And today I will be just explaining to you on why it's so important to talk about the products and how to be compliant when you talk about your story. Actually, it's become very much easier today now for members, and that's very good news for us as a country in South Africa. I'm very excited. I'm sure Francisca is too, and it's less work for compliance actually. But on that note, I would like to start with these 3 points for you to remember. I know many of you use social media as a tool, or you have your own websites. And that is why it's important for you to talk about your experience with the products. So whatever your experience is that you've used, whatever product it is and how it's affected you and your family, use your experience, share your testimonial with the people on social media so they can see that you are using the product and you are also talking about what you love. Always remember to use safe words. Why is it important to use safe words? It's because we don't want to give any misleading information about the products. So we don't want to say that it helps me with my with cancer, for example. So use words like it assists me, it supports me. For example, peppermint gives me a clear head. This is my experience, what I have experienced with my family as well. So always remember to use your experience with the oils. And remember as well, when you talk about the products and you're talking about something specific, like maybe, for example, you have a headache, which you can say now, you can talk about a headache and how the products, for example, maybe lavender makes you have a lighter, your head feel lighter, or it relieves you from your headache. Remember to always have a disclaimer up. And this disclaimer you will find on our policies and procedures, and you can also always request it from me. I can send it to you. That is the one that says these products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
So Natasha, so if I understand you correctly, right? So I can put on social media, for instance, the first day that I started at Young Living, I burned my finger at the hydro boil, right? And Sharon said, try some lavender. So I can then post on social media that today I burned my finger, I used some lavender oil, and it really assisted me in taking away the burn and the redness. So I can do
that's
that.
correct. Yes, you can do that.
So as long as it's my testimony, and as long as I put at the bottom, this product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, and prevent disease,
Correct.
then it's fine. So, and
Correct.
may help support possibly, and so
Assist.
this is really amazing news. And we also know that there's exciting things going on when it comes to claims globally as well. So, but we can share that in future.
Yes, thanks, Lee. Can we please move on to the next one? And I'm very excited because we're going to talk about one of our very popular products. I love this product. You can see I even keep my lavender with me every day on my desk, or even if I'm at home. And why I love talking about lavender is because it's an oil that is so versatile and it has so many uses. I use it for almost everything. And that's why it's also known as the Swiss Army knife of oils, because of that reason. So let's talk more about lavender. There's so many uses that you can talk about lavender. These are just a few of the ideas that I wanted to show you about how you can talk about it. Okay, so you can talk about maybe you're feeling a little bit anxious in the evening, or you had a hard day. You can say that you diffuse lavender before you go to bed, and it's part of your relaxing your mind and relaxing your mood. It lifts you up. It supports your mentally, makes your head feel lighter. Not sure if I said that. And then also you can talk about how you use lavender in your skin regime. I use lavender in my moisturizer and my night cream. I put it in my shampoo. I use it, just if I feel like I'm feeling a little bit anxious, I inhale it. I use it to wind down. So there's many ways that you can talk about lavender. And as I said before, it's very exciting for us as a company, because now members can talk more about it, them helping it for some low risk claims. So low risk would be something like headaches, or something like having aches, pains, or like Lee said, helping with a burn, but not talking again about something like cancer.
Okay, so we've got a question that, so can we talk about consumption as well now, Natasha?
Unfortunately, not yet, and Francisca will go into that more. In South Africa, we don't yet have oils for consuming, and we have to be very careful when we suggest that any of the oils can be consumed. Unfortunately.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you. Great question. Yes, we're waiting for the Vitality range. Okay, another great oil that we promoted this month was the grapefruit essential oil. And I must say, with grapefruit, sometimes we don't know how to talk about it. But again, I would like to reiterate that you should talk about your own experience. Lebo, can we just move to the next slide? Thank you so much. So these are some of the things that I thought maybe you could talk about grapefruit essential oil. I like diffusing grapefruit because it gives my home a very fresh, a clean smell. I don't know if you've also experienced that. And sometimes I find that when I inhale grapefruit, it actually helps me to suppress my appetite. I don't know if many of you have also experienced that. It helps with skin irritations. So just like lavender, what's great is that grapefruit, sorry, there's a typo there, it's grapefruit essential oil, not grape essential oil. Grapefruit helps with skin irritations. So you can also use that for a burn, or you can use it just to rub on your hand as a perfume. It's got a great smell. And also, if you, maybe something you've never heard of is if you have discomfort or you have aches and pains, you can actually rub some grapefruit essential oil on your aches and pains, and it actually gives you comforts the pain. That's what I've experienced. Also, add it to your shampoo or to your coconut oil or whatever you use on your skin, because it balances the oil in your skin and hair.
So, Natasha, I saw when I was putting together the Wildman presentation, there were so many DIYs for cellulite, right? Using grapefruit. So for instance, the claim would be able to say, so that I tried grapefruit, I made a serum for it, tried it on my cellulite, and my experience is that after a month or two, my cellulite is reducing, right? So that's totally acceptable. And this is really truly amazing, powerful stuff that we have. But then also we have to say you cannot diagnose, and your famous sentence, right?
Correct. I actually wanted to mention that, Lee, but I didn't have enough space on my slide. But it also reduces the look of the cellulite. So that's a great point, actually. So before we go to any, I'm not sure if you want to do the Q&A now, or if you want to move over to Francisca. But again, I would just like to ask the members, today is it's for you. We're going to give you the platform to ask any question that you want. And I see already many questions coming in. Yes, I can share this presentation as well. So that's not a problem. So Lee, I'm not sure, do you want us to move over to Francisca?
I think let's move on to Francisca.
Okay. Thank you.
Hi guys, how are you?
How are you doing, Fran?
I'm doing great. So I'm sure quite a number of you know me, but for those who don't know me, I'm Francisca, your regulatory affairs pharmacist. So today I'm just going to be doing a presentation on the CBD oils, actually, that we're on promotion this month. So I'm just going to talk a bit about what they actually are, their pharmacological uses, and how best to actually use the CBD oils, the Young Living CBD oils. So the next thing, oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Clarice is saying your hair looks amazing. Thank you so much, Clarice. So the next thing, I have a couple of questions that I'm going to answer that have been sent in. Some that will get onto those after I have finished my presentation on CBD oils. So I don't know if Lee, you can share my presentation.
Okay. Okay, hold for me 1 second. I'm having some issues.
No problem.
Do you have them with you? Because you are able to share them from your side.
Yes.
I'll make you
So,
comment.
you know, I was gonna start with my Q&A while you sort the technicals,
Okay.
but I can share my screen as
You
well.
can share your screen. I'll make you co-host quickly.
No problem. Okay. Okay. I hope everyone can see my presentation now.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Perfect. So let me just minimize this. Okay, so what is CBD? So it is a natural cannabinoid found in the cannabis plant. The cannabis plant is our everyday called marijuana or marijuana. So it is found in the cannabis plant, basically. So people always have a confusion of CBD and THC. So THC is the cannabinoid known for its intoxicating properties. So for lack of a better word or the layman term, it's the one that gets you high. CBD is your friendly, non-intoxicating cannabinoid, but it carries all the great benefits. So in short, CBD will not make you high. While CBD is used for many things, like getting high isn't one of them. So pure CBD, which is known as the CBD isolate, contains no THC. That one I want to emphasize on that, which is the mind-altering chemical that is found in marijuana. So it means that you can take CBD without having to worry about the effects of THC. You can take it as much as you possibly confines of it. So CBD is generally safe. So you also have to make sure it's a good thing that our CBD oils are well tested and they are safe, basically. So just like essential oils, everyone's body reacts differently to the CBD oils. So some people may like using CBD oils, but some can have a sensitivity or an allergic reaction to it. So what we always recommend is that people do a sensitivity test before using CBD for the first time. So a sensitivity test is usually maybe on the palm of your hand, you apply a small amount and see if you react. And if you notice any itching or swelling, then you wash it off and immediately you know that you're allergic to the CBD oil. But if you're not, then happy shopping. So we've got different types of essential oils in our range. So some people usually ask, how do I use certain ones? Most people personalize how they use their CBD oils, but I can just give a suggestion basically of how some of our CBD oils can be used. For example, you can massage the cool mint CBD oil in after a sweat session. So when we say sweat session, you after a gym session, you can just take that to cool you off, basically. You can rub the cinnamon CBD on your wrist as you run from meeting to meeting, or basically if you're having a crazy day, or if you don't have time to like relax and take a break, you can always use the cinnamon CBD oil. And then you can place a drop of citrus CBD into your palms and inhale it firstly in the morning. And when you do that, I think it gives you that air of fresh breeze or fresh start to a new day. So, and then you can swipe your CBD Calm roll-on onto the back of your neck or on your craziest days. I can vouch for Calm CBD because it calms you down to the point of not even realizing how crazy your day is. And you just find yourself at the end of the day, and you're like, oh, wow, I was so calm. So I love Calm CBD roll-on. And obviously the CBD muscle rub, that one is amazing and is very potent too. So the Nature's Ultra products are some of the one of the ranges that are there in our CBD oil. So I will just go through them in a little bit more depth And you can ask me questions after the presentation if I'm moving too fast or if you need any clarification when it comes to the CBD oils. But I would like to make a disclaimer as well to say that our products are not currently labeled or marketed for internal use. Sorry? Oh, okay. So our products are not currently labeled or marketed for internal use. So although we do find CBD oils in other markets or that are internally taken, ours, we're still following the strict guidelines that are there in the SA market to say we cannot ingest our CBD oils. So for now, they can't be ingested, but we'll just use them like topically. So for the cinnamon, citrus, and the cumin CBD oils, they usually come in the 500 milligram strength, which is like the highest strength that we have at the moment. So I will just break down what is found in each of them. Each is the CBD oils, the essential oils that are found actually in the CBD oils. So in the cinnamon CBD oil, we've got the cinnamon bark, right? And then the citrus CBD oil, there's grapefruit, the one that Natasha was talking about, and orange. And I think that's why it was such a great combination for this month, because I know that CBD oils were on promo this month. So in citrus CBD oil, we've got the grapefruit and the orange. And then the cumin CBD oil, we've got peppermint and spearmint. So the benefits of actually using this cinnamon, citrus, and cumin CBD oils is soothe these occasional tension when massaged into the skin. And I know sometimes you can get knots from just being, you know, these days we watch a lot of TV, a lot of Netflix. I'm speaking for myself. I can binge watch the whole day until I can get knots and tension on my back from just laying and watching TV. So you can just massage that onto your skin, and then it eases tension. It's bright and uplifting, and they've got warming aromas. Some of them offer cooling sensations, some of them offer warm sensations. For example, the cumin offers the cooling sensation. So how do you use the CBD oil range, basically? You just apply one dropper to the desired area, and you can use it as many times as you possibly want throughout the day, all depending on how you need it. And then the Calm CBD roll-on, my favorite. So this one comes in 300 milligrams. And the essential oils that are found in the Calm CBD is eucalyptus, frankincense, my favorite, lavender, the all-time favorite, I think, for everyone, orange, vetiver, and ylang-ylang. So the benefits basically for the CBD roll-on, it's got a soothing aroma again. It's calm. It really does calm you down. It creates a peaceful atmosphere and may support a worry-free outlook. So you apply it any desired amount to the neck, the chest, the wrists, and the bottom of the feet. And in these places, someone once asked me, like, why do we choose those places? Because that's where there's high sensitivity and high absorption actually for essential oils. So receptors for absorption are actually found in most of these places, even at the bottom of the feet. For example, you know, if you have a baby and you needed to apply rub for the baby, apply the bottom of the feet, or any medication for the baby that's topical is at the bottom of the feet, because there's high sensitivity and there's high absorption. So that's why some of our oils as well we use at the bottom of the feet. And then before bedtime is when you can use it, or throughout the day when you need some extra calm. And then that is all on CBDs. And then I don't know if you have questions on the CBD oils, or should I just get on to some of the questions that I have, and then we can ask additional questions.
I think before we continue with that, the questions that you've got, Freya, so there's a whole conversation going on in the chat.
Okay.
About vitality versus the normal oils, and
Okay.
is it only the label that's different? And what is the reason that we say that there's a difference between the oils? Can you just please just go into the
let me just
process
go through
of what
that.
we're doing, as well as talk a little bit about the process and SAPRA as well, because I think that's
Okay,
an important part to understand.
Okay. Not a problem. So as we all know, SAPRA is the governing body for South Africa. So SAPRA is has got certain guidelines that they put out on how we're supposed to market and use medication or the complementary medicines, which is what our products are called. So with SAHPRA, we are Schedule 0, meaning we are low risk products. So that being said, SAHPRA has regulations that if it's a complementary medicine and it's an essential oil, you cannot use it internally unless if it's stated on the label. So when it is stated on the label that you can use it for internal use, then we can get away with it because it means that it's tried and tested to be used internally. So like if you see a lot of our products right now are essential oils. In 2019, when Young Living was launched in South Africa, most of our products were actually marketed as cosmetics. But ever since last year, we've been working on changing our labels with the labeling thing in America so that we can actually add some of our oils as ingestion. That's where the vitality range comes in. But then that is a process as well, because we first have to get a license from SAHPRA to say, yes, we are Young Living and we work with complementary medicines or essential oils. From then on, then our products need to be registered in different categories, because at the moment they're registered as cosmetics. So if we are to say outright ingest them, they'll say, but no, your products are saying cosmetics. Why are you ingesting cosmetics? And even the label says cosmetic use. So that's why at the moment, with the current batches of essential oils that are there, we can't market them as ingested until we get the vitality range, which has got a different label, which actually can say that we can actually ingest it. Okay. So that is a process, and it's a marathon.
I just want to explain also, because now, so Grant says, so the question is what's in the bottle, right? So
yes, I see it.
Most of the oils, the vitality range is either very similar or the same, right? However, the risk is to us as a company in South Africa. If we are saying that you can ingest our oils, SAHPRA will block us from registering our products, and we will not be able to get the vitality range in South Africa, and we won't be able to promote it as ingestible oil. So that is why we understand what you're saying, and what you're saying is 99% correct. However, the risk is to us as a corporate and Young Living as a company in South Africa being able to register a future product if we are already screaming from the rooftops you can ingest it. So that's just where that conversation, and I think it's important for everybody to understand that that's why we're doing it.
Yes, and it's in process. It's just that SAHPRA takes quite a while.
So label.
That's why I always say that it's a marathon rather than a sprint.
Yeah, and it's a labeling.
It's a labeling, yes.
However, the problem is not the labeling. The problem is getting the approval to get the label.
To actually label it.
Yes,
exactly. So we need to first get the license to say we are Young Living and we deal with essential oils and nutritionals and other things. And then on top of, from then on, when our products are called in for registration, that's when now we can categorize and say, we want to use these oils for ingestion with SAHPRA, so that whenever it is being imported into South Africa, Port Health does not flag it and say, but no, why do you have a vitality range coming into South Africa when only you have cosmetic oils registered in South Africa? So it's more of a regulation and a license issue. And labeling, it's not even the biggest of the issues, because we can easily say we need the vitality range here, but we just need authorization, basically. Yes, so ingestion should not be used as a marketing tool. Yes, it should not be used as a marketing tool, because currently the essential oils that we have, even the labeling on them does not say we should use it for ingestion. So if someone takes it and then they have a reaction to it and they say, I ingested it, they'll be asked, so why did you take it? Because there's no direction of use for you to actually ingest it on the label.
Yes, and you can order from overseas, and that you can freely post on your social media if it's a vitality oil. So that is perfect.
Yes, definitely. So for now, it's rub and diffuse, definitely aromatherapy. That's exactly how it, and it works wonders as well with rubbing and diffusing.
Mhm.
Yes.
So, Frey,
And
so
then,
Catherine, that sorted out the questions that was in the chat. So, what other questions did you receive?
okay, so I got a very interesting question from Heidi, and lots of oily love as well to you, Heidi. She sent in a question this afternoon, sorry, to say, can you please talk about the best oils to use for diabetes and also more about the hormone oils? So this question is so pregnant, and it's a big question. It would actually literally need a call on its own. But then for today, I'll just break down the surface things and the oils, how they work on the surface, basically. And then if after because I'm seeing we've got 30 minutes more to go, after this call, if you still need me to like go in depth with all of these, I'm more than willing to schedule a call, because even as I was doing the research actually for this question, my mind, like I kept telling you, was so blown, because there's so much that we can actually, so many oils that we can use actually under this question. So I will start it off with the hormone oils. So from my understanding of the question, I will talk mostly about hormonal imbalance. So hormonal imbalance, when we say someone has got hormonal imbalance, it means that the hormones are operating above or below the average or the required ranges. So the main hormones that we have in the body, or the ones that we would use oils for, are estrogen, testosterone, the thyroid hormone, cortisone, and insulin. But then these are the major ones that actually operate and keep the body in symbiosis, basically. But there are other hormones as well in the body that actually work for the body to function the way it is. So I won't get into detail on what these hormones do. That one is for another call, but I'll just put a disclaimer to say if anyone experiences severe imbalance, then that would need a health practitioner. But for mild hormonal imbalances like PMS, pre-menopausal symptoms, if you're experiencing being under stress, actually, like anxiety, stress, a little bit of depression, then these oils that I'm going to mention after this, you can diffuse them, you can apply them topically, because like I said, we cannot ingest them at the moment. So essential oils that work for, okay, so now I can start it off. I won't get into detail with which part of the brain and all of that, but then there's an emotional center of the brain where our oils actually work on, which is called the amygdala. So that part of the brain is where the essential oils, when you inhale them or when you use them topically, it actually works on. So whenever you feel stress, the amygdala triggers the production of cortisol. Oh, this cortisol is the one that gives you that feeling of anxiety and depression. And our oils, what they do is when you inhale them, they go back to the same amygdala, or the emotional center of the brain, and they trigger that part of the brain to produce serotonin, which is like the feel-good hormone. So that's why when you're feeling stressed and then you inhale the hormonal oil that works for stress and anxiety, you start calming down, because it means serotonin has been released from that part of your brain to make you feel good. So number one very good hormonal oil is clary sage. So clary sage, most people use it for anxiety, stress, depression, because it works as an antidepressant. And it works as an antidepressant because of what I just mentioned right now, that it makes the brain release some serotonin that makes you feel good. And then also, it's been proven that clary sage also works for blood pressure, which also is quite very much helpful. It works for menstrual cramps as well. And on an in-depth call, that's when I will like put it all out, how you can use clary sage to work as an antidepressant, to work for menstrual cramps, to work for reducing blood pressure. And ylang ylang also is predominantly a sex hormone. You know how there's different types or groups of hormones. So ylang ylang is also is a sex hormone that works both for men and women, and it triggers or increases the libido. And then geranium, it boosts estrogen levels in menopausal women. So it's one very good one for someone who's trying to stabilize the menstrual cycle for those who are premenopausal, sorry, so that you don't keep getting those hot flashes and all those not so nice feelings or symptoms from menopause. And it also reduces stress and anxiety as well. And then thyme can balance your progesterone levels due to its high phytoestrogen content. So that one works mostly for progesterone, because low progesterone is, I don't know if you know, but low progesterone levels can cause insomnia, can cause anxiety, can cause mood swings, and even low fertility. So imagine if you have time, just applying it, and then it also helps in balancing your progesterone levels as well. And then bergamot also relieves stress, which is quite good, using the same mechanism as the rose and the clary sage, where it works on producing serotonin. So there is literally a wider range of essential oils than the ones that I mentioned right now. And if you need me to go in depth with them, I can. It's too bad that I didn't have time to actually create like a slide, like a presentation. I can do that.
We will, I think what we can do for our next slide, because this is amazing, because I wanted to actually say that, I mean, all these oils and the uses that you've actually used already, I think you can create a slide for us, and we will share it. We'll share it on all the communication groups as well as on Facebook. Because this is really interesting, and I think this is actually warrants a whole hour topic.
A whole hour. That's what I was saying. Like when I looked at this question and I was doing the research on it, and I'm like, oh my word, this is a call on its own, because it's so fascinating to know, because people always think essential oils are just fragrance or the heebie-jeebies. We're just talking about things we don't know or they won't work. But there's actually scientific research and studies that actually prove that these actually work on which parts of the brain, which hormones are being affected, what is being released, and all of that. So I will gladly make slides for that and share with everyone.
Estelle, I have now smelled this bottle of clary sage 5 times, and it doesn't smell like a dead, it doesn't smell like a dead cat to me, right? So, but I mean, that is our unique interpretation of how we experience the oils.
Okay, touching on male hormones would be great too. Definitely, I will do that as well. Testosterone, I'll work on it. And then clary sage, smell like a dead cat. Oh, come on. As long as it works, it's amazing.
I have the question on this. I have noted the question on the CBD oils, and we'll get back to everybody on that. Because I say when the CBD oil was launched in South Africa, that they stated that we can actually ingest it. We're one of the few markets that can say that. So we'll get clarification on that, and we'll just share it to all the communication group as well. So we'll come back on that one.
Yes. So the diabetes as well, because Heidi also asked about diabetes, which oils can actually let me go back to the question. Talk about the best oils to use for diabetes. So for diabetes, you know how diabetes affects the way that the body produces and uses insulin. So basically how these oils are supposed to work, it's either they will work in increasing the insulin levels to break down the glucose, or they will increase the levels of uptake of the glucose from the system, hence reducing the glucose levels. So believe it or not, the lemon oil actually encourages cells to consume more glucose, hence reducing the glucose levels in the system. Our all-rounder, our MVP, most valuable player, lavender, is used as well to help relieve diabetes symptoms. So how the lavender does this, it helps balance high blood sugars, and it protects against oxidative stress, which causes complications when it comes to diabetes. So helichrysum and grapefruit as well as a combination. This was so fascinating for me because it works indirectly in countering diabetes. You know how in not all cases, but in some cases of diabetes type 2, it's mostly related to people with who are obese or overweight. So what helichrysum and grapefruit as a combination, they help in reducing actually weight. If it's taken in I'll share the recipe as well that I got. If it's taken in like that, it helps with weight control. And as it is helping with weight control, it actually sensitizes the body to start uptaking the glucose. So it reduces insulin intolerance, basically. So that is so fascinating. And then the clove essential oil as well, it prevents and manages type 2 diabetes. So let's say you've got diabetes that runs in the family, and you see that my parents have it, my older brother now has it, my sister has it, and you can feel it in your bones that I think I'm in line with also getting diabetes. You can actually start taking clove essential oil so that to counter or to try to prevent as a preventative to developing high glucose levels in your system. And also for managing, if you already have type 2, it actually manages the type 2 diabetes or the glucose levels, or increases the insulin uptake of that. So I don't know if anyone has a question.
Awesome. We've still got quite a bit to do. So what we'll do is we'll schedule definitely a longer call, Fran, and we'll come back to the hormones. So thank you very much for joining us. And the questions that we haven't answered, we have noted, and we'll get back to everybody about that. So let me quickly just share my screen and take you through the last bit of this presentation and what we're doing. Okay, so I just wanted to remind you that we've still got the promotions running. This is the last weekend. Tuesday is the last day of the month. So we've got the Lover collection, which is our beautiful body care range, which is the charcoal bar, the mint facial scrub, the grapefruit lip balm, as well as the cocoa lime body butter. And we had an amazing DIY for a body scrub earlier in the month, and I tried it, and it is truly a very nice product as a body scrub. Then we've got the Brighter You collection, where we have the lavender, sacred frankincense, as well as ylang ylang that Fran just spoke about earlier, which helps with the libido, right? There's 20% discount on that, 25 on sacred frankincense and 10% on lavender. But if you buy them all together for $7.50, which is really an amazing price, then you can get the free serum bottle, because all these oils can be also used for a beautiful serum. So just make sure that while stocks last. I know that the serum bottle is running low. I know there's still enough for the month, but just make sure if you want it that you get your order in. Then, I mean, we spoke about the CBD oils. We've got the 50% discount on them. CBD Calm, 50% off. If you have never tried a CBD product, I would suggest that you try the CBD Calm roll-on, because it is a magnificent product. We've got the lavender lip balm. We've got progestin. I always struggle with that. Which is also for hormonal for the ladies, as well as multigreens, 50% off. I mean, this is crazy promotions, right? So make sure that you if you haven't placed your order, because they are definitely not back next month, make sure that you place your order immediately. We will share all the information on Candice on the slide that we shared on the communication group. So then we've got our beautiful lantern diffuser, 800 Rand. No, I mean, it's a metal. It's got so many benefits, metal and glass. Then for the last month, we've got Happy the Penguin available. So this is the last month that we are supporting Sandcop. So make sure if you still want to support them and you haven't bought a Penguin diffuser yet, make sure that you place your order. It comes with a free orange oil as well. Then I just want to remind you about the incentive. I'm not going to, you know that it's running the whole month. You know how the point systems work. I mean, tier 1, you know, you get 75 ER points. Tier 2, you get 150 ER points. Tier 3, you get a whopping 300 ER points, which is valued at 4,200 Rand. So there is amazing, lots of things up for grab in our specialty store for our incentive shop. We've got oils that's not available in South Africa. We've got some swag, which is 100% cotton hoodies, as well as a men's lava bracelet, the Tree of Light necklace diffuser, cosmetic bag, as well as an amethyst facial stone. Now, these are only available for people to order on ER if you've qualified at least for tier 1. Now, there's a weekend ahead of us, right? And I will share with you just now what you can do with this weekend. But before we get there, because I know you are all waiting for that, so the ER points will be made available, I think, before the end of the week. We must just follow up with the last month's ER points should be available before the month end. We had to move the process a bit later because the verification goes to the US. So last month we actually did it very early, but we had to move it later. But that will still be available hopefully before the end of the month. So on Monday, we will do a training at 7 o'clock, and we will take you through the collateral for Happy Healthy Home, which is our collateral launch, and we'll take you through the presentation. And on Tuesday, we have our June launch call, and the theme for June is Clean Living with Young Living, as well as Happy Healthy Home. Now, I've got a sneak peek for you on how the presentation look for Happy Healthy Home. So this is how the presentation, the look and the feel, and it's all about the introduction to plant-based living. And what Young Living offers. So the event oils so Monday we will do the training at 7 o'clock. The training and collateral will go out on Monday latest. The DIYs are all focused around plant-based cleaning with Thieves Household Cleaner, as well as there's some Father's Day DIYs. So that is what the DIYs is around. It will be educational around Thieves. It will be educational around some new promotions, as well as the South African Lifestyle Collection. So it's the whole idea is to tell people or to introduce people to keep themselves happy, healthy, and their home happy and healthy through plant-based living. So if somebody doesn't know what it is, this is an amazing opportunity to introduce them to that. Okay, so I also wanted to give you a sneak peek of what is coming. So this is in June. Our theme for July, I wanted to give you a sneak peek on that. The theme is Cuddle Up This Winter with Young Living. So as you can see, it is the middle of the winter. The DIYs is going to be all around winter essentials. The oils that's available is eucalyptus and peppermint. So they are the oils that's available for July, but you can start ordering them in June. So this is really going to be spectacular, where you can teach. The theme speaks to the season, and the DIY speaks to that as well. So we're making it really relevant. So I hope this helps with you. Please go book your June events. Please go book your July events, because we are really getting a lot of requests. So make sure that you keep to the timelines. Now, there's one thing left that I have to share with you, and that is our Young Living weekend, right? So I said that you can still qualify this weekend for the incentive. So what is happening? From tomorrow is Friday, right? From tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock. Okay, so you have to give us time to get to the office. From tomorrow, 8 o'clock, all enrollments that enrolls with a 50 PV bundle or higher. So which is the South African Lifestyle Collection with the Via Diffuser. Any of the enrollment bundles, that's 50 PV and higher. So the one that's excluded is the South African Lifestyle Collection. Your enroller, the new brand partner that you enroll, will get a free joy. They will get their free joy in their box, their first box. Okay, so this is why it has to be linked to a bundle, because as soon as a bundle gets placed, the joy will automatically get triggered. So I know that you've had events already this month and last month. I know that people had expos. I know that people have been speaking to people. Now, tomorrow is the time to phone them and close the deal, because you've got an amazing tool, because joy is an amazing oil. I mean, that was the first oil that I heard that you had to put on your heart. It is really a happy oil. It also speaks a lot about Mother's Day. It's a beautiful smelling oil. I personally love it. And it's got rose oil in it, right? So it's one of the oils that's got, if you can't afford rose, joy is definitely an oil. So please make sure that you go and you contact everybody and tell them if they join between Monday to Friday, 8 o'clock in the morning, and Sunday night, 12 o'clock. They will get a free joy in their first box. But that's not all. We've got something for you as well. So, similar to the point structure that we have for the enrollments. So if you enroll somebody with a 50 PV bundle, you'll get 50 points. You say 51 to 75, you'll get 75 points. So on. So the point structure stays the same. But remember, only 50 PV bundles count, right? So if you do on the weekend a total of 200 points, right? So that can be any combination of enrollments. You will get a free joy. You won't get your joy immediately because we have to run the report. But not only will you get the joy, you will also still qualify for the other tier gift. So the other promotion is still running. So you're actually double dipping this weekend. So make sure that you reach out to everybody. So there's actually 2 promotions running this weekend. But that's not all. Okay, because we know 200 points is not a lot for a lot of our brand partners. They think they want more because they are going to really push hard this weekend. And there's a lot of events this weekend, right? And we've made it easy because you've got a joy to give the new brand partners. If you do 300 points, we will give you the joy as well as this exclusive jade guasha stone, which is valued at 400 Rand on its own, which you can't find anywhere. Branded Young Living. It comes in a beautiful box with a little drawstring bag. It also comes with a QR code. So if you have a total of 300 points, you will get this beautiful gift. So you will receive it on your next ER order. So that brings us to the end of the call. We will share the collateral with you shortly. So yes, Rihanna, you heard correctly. The South African lifestyle oils on its own does not qualify because it's 40 PV, but with the Via diffuser, it's 50 PV. So that, it only counts from that enrollment bundle. Okay, guys, go out there. I'll share the collateral with you shortly. Have a wonderful Young Living weekend. If you haven't joined the events group, we'll share the events group in the communications. Please share your photos. There's been amazing things happening. Have a wonderful weekend, and make sure that you spread the love of Young Living. And this is our last one-on-one call. Thank you for joining us this month. We'll see you Monday and Tuesday. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Bye.
Bye, Lee.